Okay, so first off, I started with 95 pounds on bench press. What I do for my bench is pull my shoulder blades down and back like I'm pretending to squeeze something in between my shoulder blades. This helps keep me tight throughout the lift and helps me engage my lats. I see a lot of people also overlook their feet placement as well. A lot of guys will work up to their working set weight and then on the way up, it's really heavy for them, and their leg might come off the ground, which is really bad, and it'll make them lose their tightness and stability, which will lead to them either hurting themselves or not being able to complete the lift. My second set, I did 135 for another warm up. And then after doing that, I moved up to 185 and did another set of that for 5, just because I like to pyramid my weights up to my working set. Right here, I'm doing a set of 225 for 5. This is my last warm up set before I get into my working sets. Okay, so here's my first set with 245 on. You can see my feet here. I put them on the ground, giving myself a really nice base. Some people prefer to have their toes on the ground, or some people put their heels on the ground. It's just preference, but it also comes down to your ankle mobility. I stick with my toes just because it makes me feel like I'm staying tighter than if I were to just have my heels on the ground. But again, it is just preference. Another really common mistake I see when people bench press is that when they get to the bottom, they will bounce the weight off their chest, which is essentially deactivating their chest muscles, which is why if you've ever seen someone bench that has a small chest, you might wonder how they're lifting that much weight when in reality they're just bouncing it off their chest. Another useful tip for bench press is right before unracking the weight is to take a really deep breath. And it's not a deep breath where you're just sucking in as much air as possible, but it's taking in that deep breath and breathing down into your diaphragm, making your whole body tight and protecting and stabilizing you throughout the lift. Okay, so here, this is still 245, but the way the camera was set up, you can't see the tens on the end. So you can see myself when I go down that I'm just tapping my chest and then going right back up, and I'm not bouncing it. Okay, so here's my last set of 245 of my working weight. I only count my working sets, and I don't count all the warm-up sets leading up to it, but I make sure that I am hitting my 5x5 for my main lift of the day. Okay, so on to my next exercise. I'm doing flat dumbbell bench press. Right now I have 105, and what I like to do is take my deep breath right before I lift the dumbbells up, and then I put them on the upper part of my thigh right when I sit down, and then it sets me up for when I rock back, I can catch the weight right on my chest so I don't lose any of the energy, and then I can just turn my wrists and go right into my first rep. Normally with my flat dumbbell bench press, I don't normally go as heavy just because I usually go my heaviest with my compound lift, and then the following lifts that I do, I just tend to drop the weight a little bit more and focus on the contraction of the muscle, just because I got the heavy lifting done with my compound lift. Okay, so here I drop the weight down to 50, and you can see that when I go down, I don't flare my elbows out super far. I try to keep it relatively close to my body just to keep it tight and protect my shoulders. I also drop the weight down just so the dumbbell edge touches my shoulders, so I'm ensuring that I'm getting the full contraction and full range of motion. Okay, so this is my last set. of 5. I just did 3 sets total with dumbbell flat. Normally I'll try to do 3 exercises total, but I counted the set of 105 flat for 5 as an exercise just because I got pretty gassed from it and I didn't have a whole lot of energy left and my chest was really feeling it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and I'll leave my email down below if you have any questions. I'll see you guys in my next video.